Yeah, this thing really is a smooth running machine. Hey guys and gals, welcome to K6 Outdoors. My name's Kyle. Today we're going to be fixing up the old box blade here. We're going to be adding a step receiver hitch, ideally something this shape, to the top of the box blade. The reason we're doing this is I'd like to be able to move the trailers around the yard with the tractor and not use that little clamp on, front bucket thingy. But at the same time, I really don't want to have another implement sitting around the house. One of them trailer things, like the one on the screen here. Yeah, it wouldn't be that big a deal, but for, this was like 15 bucks on sale at Harbor Freight. And a little bit of welding, we're gonna get that attached on there and, paint it up to make it look nice. So let's grab the grinder, the Arccaptan MIG200. We're using flux core wire today and get to work. Let's start playing with this and see how it goes. So the first thing we're gonna do is get some measurements here. We're gonna use some old steel I had in the back here. This actually was in a fence row, or a lop a chunk out, and we're gonna set it down in the middle here. Ideally, we'll run some reinforcement front to back. We'll scuff up some metal up here, back here, and then we're gonna weld it on, and then come back and slap this bad boy on the front. We're not gonna make it adjustable. We're just gonna plain and simple just make sure it doesn't come off. That's the idea here. This is kind of faded paint from leaving it sit outside. So I haven't decided yet whether I'm gonna paint this all red and be two different colors of red, or just mask this off and paint the new stuff black. Either way, we're gonna get it there, and that's what's all gonna matter. Not a perfect cut, but it's gonna be fine. This thing's a really nice, smooth welder. Does a great job. Honestly, a little impressive, if you ask me. We are doing 0.8 millimeter flux core welding with this right now. Don't have a gas tank moment. And well, you know what? Flux core does a pretty dang good job. So, I mean, just a tickle bit messy. I'll have to do a little bit of grinding there, but all right. What I do want to tell you guys here is I'm not an expert welder, right? By any means. I've taken classes that have had experience with MIG welding in the past, but this welder was super simple to set up. Basically, I set the amps where I wanted to be at and click this energy button, and it automatically figures out the wire speed. And I would say it's pretty close to spot on. Not to mention, this wire is really quite nice. There's a little bit of splatter, but nothing, you know, of significance. I was pretty hot to start here, and I also had a slight gap to fill in, but it's doing a good job at welding this. I mean, again, can't stress enough that this is a nice little welder. And yes, Arccaptan did send me this welder to make this video for you guys and other videos, but I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion like I always do. I'm not gonna tell you to get something or look at something I wouldn't buy myself. And so here's a first look at one of the first beads I put together. You know, it's not perfect, but by golly, it's gonna hold together. Doesn't look too bad. You know, but I will tell you that welder does run really smooth. You know, I've ran Lincolns and Millers over the years and other ones like that, but you know, man, I'm honestly kind of impressed by this little guy. We don't have her quite maxed out, but we're getting some pretty heavy penetration there. You know, we've got running about 150 amps out of the 200 we got, but hey, that's doing pretty good. This is like 1/4 inch steel, so I'm pretty impressed. Like I said before, the other nice thing I really like about it is that it's easy to set up and run. Man, it's pretty hard to say that about a lot of things. Again, flux core is a little bit messy, but overall, I'd say it's worth the headache. Because I don't have to buy any gas, and that stuff isn't cheap. I mean, it ain't cheap. They told me it's like $410 for a new canister. To help me understand that. I'm just gonna pretend like it's not there. This thing works really, really well. Let's take a closer look at this. Man, these welds look pretty good for me. Like I mentioned to you guys a little bit ago, I repeat, I am not a seasoned veteran when it comes to welding. Take a class in college, do some here and there. You know, anyway, it's long story short, this welder, again, the Arccaptain M200. The folks did send me this specific welder with the helmet and some other wire and stuff, but I'm giving you guys my honest feedback. This thing is super simple to set up. On the front here, I'm just running amps. I'm running, you know, a little hotter because I want to burn through it all, and it automatically figures out wire speed. 19 volts, you actually can adjust it up or down if you want to have some offset, if you want hotter or colder. And then you can, again, adjust your amps. That's all you got to do. Click the synergy button. We are running a single touch sync system, so again, the wire's figured in, flux core wire, 0.8 millimeter MIG. That's all it takes. You can change your mode here. You can do stick welding, TIG, aluminum, you know, spool fed MIG, and then regular MIG. And anyways, it's super easy. If you want to turn off synergy, you can. Then you can just control your wire speed in meters per minute and your voltage separately. But again, you click that, you just run amps, and it figures it all out for yourself. It really is quite slick. On the side here, you got the, a setup guide. Shows you what you should do here if you're using gas, not gas, and some generic, settings depending upon what you're doing. Inside here is a light so you can see. It's got a nice feed roller system. I'm just using 2-pound spools of gasless flux cord wire right now. And I bought this actual metal stand from Harbor Freight to put this on here. At some point I will get a gas tank for the back. But otherwise, I've been running this thing pretty good now. Running off 240, I got a 50 amp plug over here. This thing's doing well. I mean, really well. Really happy with how this thing's working so far, to be bluntly honest with you. And this Arccaptan helmet, it's a pretty budget-friendly helmet. I'll put links to this stuff below. And you guys can check it out yourself. If there are affiliate links, I will get a little bit of commission off that stuff. But remember, it's no expense to you guys. It's just a benefit for me to help, keep bringing you guys this stuff and getting, other people like Arccaptan to send stuff to me so I can create more videos to help you all out. Because again, that is the intent of this channel, is to, learn some of this stuff the hard way so you guys don't have to. And to be honest with you right now, this thing is quite the machine for the price that it is. They are having a Black Friday sale now. Check out their website. I'll put links down below to it. They're having a pretty big sale for this stuff. And I'd encourage you to get over there and check it out if you're in the market for a welder. Again, this flux core wire is doing a really good job with what we're doing here today. For that Black Friday sale, I will put a link down below here. It's www.arccaptain.com. They do monthly giveaways on that Facebook page, so go over there and check that out. I'll put links down below to that as well. And again, those aren't spammy links, their website. There will be a discount code for you all down below as well. I'll link that here in the middle of the screen. You should get 5% off your purchase if you use that code. And, again, it lets them know I sent you guys there. If you guys are in the market, use that link and, save yourself some cash. And again, I can't tell you guys about the durability of this machine. I mean, I will definitely be testing that out, but right now, I'm digging it. And again, I was looking at the Millers of the world, the Lincolns of the world, and stuff like that. But, this budget-friendly welder really is quite nice so far. And, for the money, it's kind of hard to argue with that fact. So check out that stuff down in the description below. And let me know if you guys have any feedback. I will definitely do my best to get answers for you. I'll reach out to Arccaptan myself and see what they have to say. And let me know your guys' feedback. Do you guys have this welder? Have you seen it yet? Have you heard of it? Arccaptan is a pretty new company. They've been around for about a year, but they're quickly growing. You can see why, because they put out a good product for what the consumer needs, and it gets the job done. And I really like the flexibility. They send quite a bit of stuff with this unit. Just to show you guys a few more things that came with this welder. It come with some more new tips, some new covers, some more pieces for inside the gun, and all the different wheels you need to change out your wire, different sizes and all that whatnot. And there are actual grooved, there are old ones in there for the flux core wire, which came with it as well. And again, a little tool to do it all with. They actually have some really good deals on their wire too. This is the MIG wire. I'll be doing that in the future. I'm gonna put you guys in time lapse. I'm gonna finish welding this up and we'll see how it turns out and go from there. Thanks, guys. right, we got it all welded up. Now we gotta let it cool off so I can primer it and paint it. But let's get in here and look at it. This thing welds really nice. I mean, it's consistent the entire time, you know, and you know, I wasn't welding in probably the best conditions. I didn't probably prepare as much as I should have. But long story short, this thing is, you know, still hot to touch, but isn't going anywhere. We got some nice, you know, welds along the side here and around it. We filled in the front, and I went underneath and I welded it all together. Let's just say it's not coming off. So now we can take this, or maybe I even have to get a drop hitch here, but I can put this thing here and basically stand on it. I'm gonna break the box blade before that breaks. And if anything, I probably added some more rigidity to it, some rigidity. So again, we gotta let this cool off and we'll clean it up real nice. And then, you know, we'll paint it. I was gonna paint it red because I've got Mahindra red, but this sits outside in the sun and it's pretty faded. We may make it red. We may also just, you know, put some stripes, tape there and just spritz that up and make that middle section black. But I'm tickled with how this turned out. You know, I always have this box blade, tend to have it on the tractor anyways. And it's just easier to throw a receiver hitch in here than it is to, well, put that clamp thing on the front bucket, which you can't see. I mean, for 30 bucks, it does an okay job, don't get me wrong. But, you know, when you got a welder and some time, this is a much better solution. We may have to, like I said, we may have to get a drop hitch, you know, to bring her down a little farther. Which is fine. I think this is low enough for most of the stuff that I'm gonna be moving around. Even the boat trailer, I get close, I can just set it up on there. You know, the car trailer sits higher. So it shouldn't be a big deal, but I'm happy with this. It turned out well. I've been out here for about an hour playing with this, working on it, and I never hit a duty cycle, and I'm running up at the 100 and some odd amps there you saw on the 200 amp welder. So it says it's got a pretty high duty cycle. I believe it. Again, we'll have to see what happens if we can get to shut off at some point with one of these projects, but so far so good. I'm gonna come out tomorrow and spritz this down with some paint to get it all sealed up and you know, try it out and see how it works. So here she is, the finished product. Now you're probably wondering, Kyle, why did you just paint this section black? To be honest with you, the entire thing needs repainted. Got loose paint here and there, and right now, I just want to get the paint protected for just now, and probably this winter, we're gonna take it apart when I've got more time. You know, the rest of this other black stuff, take it all apart. We'll, you know, wipe it down, clean it up, and get a good coat of black paint on it. For right now, I just want to protect this steel, but again, I don't have paint to match faded red. So for now, this is what it's going to be. We may paint it all red again. That's probably fine, but we're going to protect it. So here it is. Got a little bit of overspray in a couple of spots, but for the vast majority, you know, it looks really good. Ignore this type of stuff here. Again, we're going to clean that up. We'll get all this extra loose stuff off. It's a box blade. I mean, it gets used and abused. But to do it right, I want to get these bottom cutting edges off and the rest of this off, take the ripper teeth out, and spritz this all down with a new coat of paint. You know, this type of stuff is happening. So anyways, long story short, we're gonna test this out and see how well it works. I'm happy with how it turned out. And you know, maybe I'll even leave the black stripe. I don't know, give some character. Maybe we'll put some stickers on it from the channel here that we're gonna get some made. But for now, I think it turned out really good. And we're gonna go try it out and see how it works. Move some trailers around. Using a 5/16 ball, slide her in there. Yep. Pin, this and that. Perfect. Let's grab the tractor and throw the box blade on. Locked into place. Well, it sure looks like it works really good. Well, at least with the first test it does. So I would say it's quite successful. It works well. And yeah, I do have that clamp on bucket one. I'll put a link above here to that specific video. But this is handy. For one, there's two reasons. One, you put that weight on the bucket. A lot of these bigger trailers like this, you know, pick the rear end of the tractor up. And again, you could add ballast weight. If I'm adding ballast weight, I may as well have a receiver hitch on the tractor. I picked up this specific hitch at Harbor Freight. I will put a link down in the description to an Amazon affiliate. Remember, I get paid a little bit of money off of that, but it's a no expense to you guys. And you know, you can do this yourself. Now, this isn't a one size fits all. And you gotta be able to do this yourself. As Arccaptan Welder worked phenomenally on this project, but I'm gonna give you guys my unbiased feedback on it, and I think it really works well. You know, I'm not a professional welder by any means, or any stretch of the imagination, but it worked really well, and it was simple to set up, easy to use. They do have some Black Friday sales going on. Again, if you guys see this video in the future, I can't promise you the deals because, well, that's right now. And down in the description, I will have some links to save you guys some money, some discount codes. Again, I'd encourage you to try it out. They have a money back guarantee on trying it, as well as, you know, the 2-year warranty on the specific MIG welder. They do have longer on some of the other units, like some of their TIGs. But again, there's really no risk to you guys, and if you choose to buy and don't like it, you can send it back. Thanks to Arccaptan for sending this stuff over to the channel here. Really do like it. I'm looking forward to using it on the channel quite a bit. The flux core works well. I do intend to get some gas here to do some, you know, gas MIG welding to get rid of the flux core. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the project. I thought it turned out well, and I'd encourage you to try some of this stuff yourself. By doing some of this stuff yourself, it lets you be more self-sufficient, less reliant on others, and, you know, brings out some creativity. You know, this isn't that crazy of an idea, but, you know, you just got to do it. Use some old recycled steel, a little bit of welding, some time, and, you know, we added some black stripage to the box blade. Thanks again for stopping in today, guys. If you guys liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And, you know, if you didn't give me a thumbs down, that's fine. But give me some feedback on what I can do to make this stuff better for you. Use those links down below to save you guys some money. And, you know, check out Arccaptan's sale they have going on. Arccaptan is a newer company, you know, about a little over a year old. But, you know, first impressions here is that this is a solid unit, you know, that I don't foresee anything going wrong with. But, you know, they do have that warranty to back you up if you're worried about it. And for the money, it's kind of hard to beat. The same welder from, you know, Lincoln or Miller, you're looking at 3 to 4 times the cost, depending on what you're buying. Get out there, try some of this stuff yourself. I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping into the channel. Without you all, this channel doesn't exist, and I mean that. I do enjoy sharing this with you guys as a hobby. And, you know, if you enjoy what you're doing, we don't work a day in your life, so they say. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this box plate off. I gotta finish up this shed down here, shed pad that we've been working on. You know, finish packing it down. The shed's coming in a few weeks here. But again, thank you all. Until next time, my name's Kyle. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see ya.